Yeah.
Going on is Garrett Heen. Tyree Shuey to jump for the Paladins is going to be Jacob Brown, the freshman out of Travelers Rest. If you might hear Brown, sound familiar, younger brother of Andrew Brown.
That's right.
A former Paladin, so a lot of connections between these two schools. North Greenville just up the road in Tigerville, South Carolina. A long off season, summer conditioning, preseason practice all culminates here. We're underway between the Paladins and the Crusaders here from Timmons Arena as the tap's controlled by Furman. There you see the Paladins starting five presented by Bon Secours. Carter Witt getting the start tonight. We mentioned J.P. Pegues out. Half-court man-to-man for the Crusaders. Here's Witt. Tries to go down low to Heen off the glass. Can't get the fall. Strong rebound taken down by Brown.
Getting nice ball movement there from the Paladins, and that's what you want. That's what Bob Ritchie's wanting to see early on. Constant motion.
Man-to-man defense for the Paladins. Thinking about pulling it up was Purdue. Shot clock down to 12. Through the hands into the corner now with Topham, and stepped on the sideline. It'll be a turnover. Over to the Paladins. Officials this evening: Christopher Balunick, the crew chief, Derek Henry, Jake Coleman. In stripes. Witt down the white side, picks up his dribble out to Heen. And if you're North Greenville, you're going to have to take some chances. You're going to have to probably double team down low, leave some shooters open, hope Furman maybe miss it. And so far, 2 stops in the first 2 possessions.
Yeah, and you're hoping that Furman is able to also defend the ball, and especially on some of these screens that we might see. And obviously, North Greenville has some athletic players here. Easy basket right there.
GK, strong finish down low. Back out Foster, open look 3. That's off the mark. Tipped around into the hands of Brown. Good look there. This Furman team, a season ago, strong from long range, above 34% from behind the arc, is Purdue off the mark, and Huey with the ball. Without the Heen. This 3-pointer's a bit too strong. Rebound taken down by Caleb Williams. And Coach Ritchie saying, hey, okay to take 3-pointers, but really wants him in the flow of the offense. Move the ball inside out. He said he'll never shy away from one, but wants it coming with rhythm.
That's right. He wants to be able to make sure the ball is moved before you have that shot. Right there, nice job by Carter Witt driving and kicking out, just not able to make it by Heen.
A strong rebound. It's shot off the mark by Topham. Furman looking to run. Heen into the front course. Here's Smith. Foster thought about it. Now he'll launch it and knock it down. Marcus Foster gets the Paladins on the board. Foster a season ago, 36% from long range.
And that's what makes Marcus Foster so dangerous, that he can be that guy out on the perimeter. But if he needs to with his size, he can go in and attack the rim.
3-pointer on the way. Well off the mark. Here's Foster. Tipped out of bounds, and no, they're going to say it was not touched until a turnover over North Greenville.
And I think this is just something right now, early on for Furman. They're just trying to feel their way around. And remember, just the emotions of this night, of having the ring ceremony, having the banner go up, celebrating the championship from last season. So they're just trying to work themselves early into this game.
Can't fade away from the corner off the mark. Heen there to grab the rebound. Furman likes to push the basketball. Witt looking to go coast to coast all the way and lays it up and in. Carter Witt said he took a big stride this offseason.
No question. And this is what you wanted to see when Carter Witt decided to transfer from Wake Forest. Be very aggressive and being able to attack the rim. We know he can shoot from the outside, but can he penetrate and establish himself there?
To the front court, here's Heen, skipped far side, Foster open, look for 3, off the mark, battle for the rebound, and it'll be gathered by Brown, and here come the Crusaders. North Greenville now 0 of their last 6 from the field. First whistle will be a foul against Marcus Foster, his first day in the team's first. I'll get Ben Vanderwall into the basketball game. Talented sophomore out of Elmhurst, Illinois, and boy, did he make an impact his freshman year.
Oh, yes, he did. He was the charging machine. He would take a charge at any given moment. And one of those big energy guys for Bob Ritchie. As you see Marcus Foster there, just a little aggressive. Picked up the cheap foul.
Alex Williams also in for the Paladins, the junior out of Ohio. talking to some of the coaching staff, Richmond before the game, said really Furman 4 through 8, not much of a drop-off. Feel like anybody can get in there and play, and a luxury of depth this year for the Paladins as that ball's kicked to the corner, thinking about the three and taking it as Williams, and ties it up at 5, the first three-pointer of the day for North Greenville.
And Caleb Williams is an effective three-point shooter. He's a guy that Coach Lister talked about. He's hoping he can be healthy this season also.
Shooting foul against the Crusaders. That'll put Marcus Foster on the line to shoot 2. Ajike with his first, the senior out of Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Last year, the Paladins very good from the charity stripe, north of 74%. I think some people talk about Richmond, the shot by Pegues.
Yeah.
I think what they forget is 2 huge free throws that were made before that by if you go back by a free throw shooter that really went good, and Coach Ritchie's saying that might be the biggest overlook of the basketball game, was 2 huge free throws being made before that enabled that three-pointer.
There's no question. We talk about unsung heroes, and Garrett Heen obviously has made the steal and the pass to JP, but it was those 2 free throws that you mentioned that gave the opportunity for Furman to win that game.
The bank's open.
Yes, here on a Monday night it is open, and you can see Savion Brown, he even had a smile there as he banks it in, and Paladins get back on the scoreboard.
See, Furman likes to get it even on makes, out of the basket quickly, move up. Furman back up 1. Paladins
push,
now
push,
3 of
push.
7.
Yes, keeping that pace. Coach Ritchie wants to keep that pace up.
That three-pointer knocked down, top him. Puts the Crusaders back up. That's what we said for North Greenville. Have to be quick trigger, knock them down, and so far, starting to heat up from beyond the arc as Alec Williams tries to respond, and he'll go to the line for 2. North Greenville has made their last 3 from the field as we reach the first media timeout. Just getting underway in Timmins. North Greenville an early 2-point lead. ESPN's presentation of college basketball brought to you by BMW, by Bon Secours, bringing help to those in need, by Ingles, low prices, love the savings, and by Pepsi. Strong start for North Greenville, weathering kind of the momentum and the crowd and the excitement. 2-point lead early as Alex Williams goes to line, but both offenses seem to be getting in sync.
Yeah, and that's just a part of it. We talked about it, just the emotions based on everything going on. Obviously, the celebration, and then just the season. Now, you are the hunted. You've got the target on your back.
Both free throws knocked down, tied up at 11. A little pressure, 1-3-1 trapping zone. We saw this used intermittently a year ago, very successful. Just trying to disrupt the flow of the offense. 3-pointer there, knocked down by Brown.
And this is what we saw last year. North Greenville was able to make some runs, and we know the ultimate equalizer in basketball is a 3-point shot, and North Greenville is doing a great job being able to take advantage of that right now.
Crusaders now 3 of 5 from long range. Jump ball possession to the Crusaders. We talked about, hey, finding chemistry early for the Paladins. That's just as much defense as offense as you try to get those trapping zones, where to cover, where to slide.
And we talked about it. Furman's going to have an opportunity of defending. And when I mean defending, it's at all aspects. And watching the practice with Coach Bob Ritchie and the Furman Paladins, I mean, that was the emphasis from the very beginning of practice to the very end of practice. It's all about defending, defending, and defending.
Down low, taken away by Foster. There's defense. Trying to lead to offense. Vanderwall, two-handed jam, give the assist on the far side. A nice find coming in there, Davis Molnar.
One of the great opportunities to get in offense is to have defense and get into offensive transition and able to outrun your opponent, and we saw that right there.
Also in for the Paladins. Freshman folks are excited about Cooper Browser standing in there at 6'11" and right on cue. Sends it the other way. Furman into the front court.
You must have told him you were ready to start talking about him because that was a perfect position there for Cooper Bowser to get that block shot.
Out to Vanderwall, right on, just a bit too strong. Battle for the rebound. 2 Paladins there, and still loose. Picked up P.J. Smith, layup good. Count it, and he'll go to the line for an old-fashioned 3-point chance.
Never giving up on the shot, on the play, and you can see guys hitting the deck, hitting the floor, and that's what Coach Ritchie wants to be able to communicate to his team right there. Just Cooper Bowser, freshman, coming in and making a big play, sacrificing his body, and P.J. Smith being strong, attacking the rim, and finishing strong there.
Furman now a perfect 5 of 5 from the line as the Paladins take a 2-point lead. You saw already the size that Bowser can impose, even though maybe a little bit raw as you're learning the collegiate level of play, the speed of play, but 6'11", 6'11".
You can't coach 6'11". 6'11" is that size, and his wingspan, it would equalizer on the defensive end. Also, he can really protect the rim.
Ball tipped out of bounds. They'll stay with the Paladins. Good minutes here by Davis Molnar, the redshirt freshman out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. Come in and brought a little bit of defensive intensity with him.
His size, his energy is something that Bob Ritchie's very excited about, as you see right there. Savion Brown, a nice deflection there, but it's hard to defend when you've got so many sharpshooters on this Furman Paladin team, and they're starting to heat up right now.
4-point lead, part of a 7-0 run over the last minute 12 for the Paladins. Defense leading to offense, half-court man-to-man. Perry trying to find some room. Defensive adjust to the shot. And here comes Foster into the front court, leaves it off. Thought about the 3 was Vanderwall. Drives down left-handed right-handed scoop rather. And I'll tell you what, fighting through contact, Chad Lister maybe thought about a charge. Kind of looks jokingly at the official.
There was a lot of contact there, and what we've typically seen is Ben Vanderwall is on the receiving end of those charges there, but right there you thought that might have been a foul on North Greenville as Vanderwall is able to convert the 2 points.
Vanderwall, aggressive play by the sophomore. He'll draw the blocking foul. We'll see if they're going to say 2 shots. Take another look.
Yeah, a lot of energy from Ben Vanderwall right here, and as you can see, not in position. And now with the new rule changes in college basketball, that in order to take a charge, you have to be in position before the opposing player, makes a move off his planting foot. And so it's a little bit different. We'll see how these refs are able to adjust to some of the new rules, especially charging blocking.
P.J. Smith getting whistled with the personal foul. Furman 9-0 run, and Coach Bob Ritchie kind of saying, hey, he thought that was a set screen. Having a little bit of a lengthy conversation to no avail, trying to get the explanations. First game for the officials as well. Of course, everybody has a little bit of scrimmages, some exhibitions. Furman had close scrimmages with UNC, Asheville, and Auburn in the preseason. That layup off the mark and goes a long way to help get the rust off. It's quickly into the front court. Nice find to Huey, is blocked. Big block there. Coming in, Ajuke. Back on the other side, strong finish, not there. Right-handed hook put in, and a much-needed basket there by Rogers.
Rogers able to clean up things, and I know it's a special night for Rogers. Also, as his mom passed away a year ago almost to the date, and I know Coach Lister talked about it's going to be an emotional game for John Haddock Rogers, who obviously was able to have a nice opportunity getting the rebound there.
Furman starting to get it going offensively. Media timeout. 11:34 to go. Furman up by 4 here in the season opener. See head coach Chad Lister in his 22nd season at the helm in North Greenville. Talk about someone that does it the right way, Chad Lister.
Yeah, he definitely does. He wanted to just be a great history teacher when he went into coaching, and now look at the longevity he's been able to have at North Greenville, and obviously having a lot of success over those 22 years.
Bob Ritchie in his 7th year at the helm of the Paladins, nearing 140 wins as the Paladins head coach, turning that to only 54 losses. That's a pretty good ratio. It was interesting when you talk to him at length there's no complacency, and he kind of feels like the potential's just getting tapped. If you talk to a coach in the mid-major realm who just won an NCAA tournament game, to have that perspective is we're not only not done, we're just kind of getting going.
Yes, exactly. This season, winning the Southern Conference Championship, it's a breakthrough season. It's not the culmination of that's the end goal. It's to do more and to have the community believe in more of what Furman Paladin basketball can do.
Furman captured that #1 seed in the SoCon men's basketball tournament for the first time since 1991, a season ago. They did it by going on the road to Samford in the final regular season game and really taking the regular season away from Samford. Good defense there, rebound by Foster, and then win and won 3 straight up in Asheville. Everybody will remember the Southern Conference Championship win over Chattanooga, but folks forget the semifinal game against Western Carolina. Catamounts had Furman on the ropes, had a lead under 30 seconds to go, and it was Furman with a big defensive stop as that one goes in and out, forcing overtime and knocking off the Catamounts.
And you remember Furman was up by 20 points in that second half and let that lead slip away, but was able to have the opportunity in overtime get that victory, as you mentioned. And that was one of the things that Furman, each and every part of the season, were able to overcome adversity.
10 points in the paint so far for the Paladins. Here's three-pointer on the way, off the mark. Furman now 1 of 8 from long range, but it'll be a foul against North Greenville. Battling on the boards will stay with the Paladins.
And you can see Alex Williams with his size just making sure that he's making his presence felt. And this is one of the things that Coach Ritchie loves about Alex Williams is his size and his ability that if he can continue to defend on that defensive side, especially on ball pressure, he's going to be one of those guys we're going to be talking about quite a bit here in Furman.
Foster on the hardwood. Loose basketball picked up by Brown. Furman turns it over, and then North Greenville throws it right away as Whitt saves it into Foster. Williams thought about a 3, wants to drive baseline. Nice lead down low to Huey, can't convert, but he'll go to the line for 2. Nice ball movement there, and that's North Greenville. If you pick up a loose ball, I know you want to go to quick, but you got to take advantage of those possessions as you take another look at Williams finding Huey.
Nice pass, nice vision by Alex Williams, and that's one of the things, one of the key attributes of so many players here at Furman is their vision and their unselfish play in being able to find the open man. And that's one of the key aspects of this offense with Bob Ritchie is all about motion, finding proper spacing and having guys who are unselfish and also guys that can shoot from the perimeter, and we know Furman has those.
First free throw missed. 5-point Paladin lead, approaching the midway part of this opening half. In the opening night of college basketball, Samford, big game in the Southern Conference, playing Purdue. The Boilermakers up big in the first half, but you've gotten accustomed to the Southern Conference notching some big non-conference wins, I should say, in the early part of the non-conference season.
And no question about it. This is a league that's very talented in so many different aspects throughout the teams within the Southern Conference. And we know that there's much more parity in college basketball than there's ever been. As you see Carter Witt with a nice move there, picking up the foul and heading to the free throw line. Or actually, they call that on the floor, so he will be taking it out.
Stay with Paladins, 15 foul on North Greenville. Both teams cooling off a bit offensively combined. Missed 11 of the last 12 as Heen has it knocked out of bounds. They'll stay with Furman. We talked about the Southern Conference. Furman picked to win the league by the coaches. Also the media, but media very close has Western Carolina and Samford right behind. UNCG, Western, Samford, Furman, kind of the defined top tier that the media and coaches are seeing. And really, they're saying 1 through 4 maybe interchangeable, as the Southern Conference as a talent level has always been good, maybe a level up this year. Yeah,
when we saw that last year, there was a mix of 1 through 3 teams that it would go back and forth. And as you mentioned, Furman winning the regular season title in the last game of the season on the road against Samford. That's how close it was. This is a very tough league.
Cooper Bowser back at the table. He'll check in next opportunity as Heen is going to get called for the personal foul. 13th foul. Davis Molnar will come back in. He sparked a little bit of that offense earlier. Coach Ritchie getting him right back off the bench to go back in to try to energize the offense.
Yeah, and I think it's one of those things too, just trying to find what that chemistry is, trying to find that rotation, and also having the opportunity. This is when you're coaching some of these guys, because it's one thing in practice to be able to coach these guys, but you're going against the same guys over and over in practice now. You can't, it's hard to simulate game speed and game action And so this is a great opportunity for Coach Ritchie to get his team organized.
Molnar up for Bowser, couldn't quite corral it. It was Bowser's deflection that led to that fast break. Furman turns it over for the 5th time.
And this is one of those things where Coach Ritchie is going to make sure to talk with Davis there. Hey, just understand where you are on the court and how the possession is going right there. Maybe that was an opportunity where he could have taken that all the way or pull it back just a little bit and make sure you look for a better shot. You're putting Cooper in a tough position there to make that catch that close to the basket.
Brown, his floater's up and in, stops the scoring drought of 2.5 minutes, back to a 3-point game. Went into the front guard, going a little too fast, turns the basketball over. And lost out of bounds, last touch by Molnar. Get P.J. Smith back in. We talked about Smith transferring Division II Lee University, nearly 16 points, 6 rebounds as you see the turnover. But that's somebody who came from success. Their team making to the Division II National Tournament. So a player that comes in that kind of understands what success and expectations look like. And that ball's thrown away. Carter Witt all the way down, and he's fouled. And will go to the line to shoot 2. A little bit of a reaction by a GK as you take another look. Said, hey, it was clean up top, but got him clear with the body. As Vanderbilt was training, and no question about it, contact with the body.
Definitely contact with the body. I know GK didn't think so, and this is a guy that Coach Lister talked about. He's really ready and excited to see Babunte GK come in here and be one of those guys, high-flying type of guys, very athletic, and you could see just how athletic he was being able to get up there for that block, but again, did get Carter Witt with the body there.
Both free throws knocked down, back to a 5-point game. North Greenville shooting 33% from the field. Palin is north of 40%. Strong take all the way off the glass. Nice finish by Purdue. You got to watch the sharp shooter, and they're taking it to the glass.
Yeah, no question, and he's a veteran guy. He understands how when he gets somebody on his hip, he's able to drive to the basket and take advantage of that, and was able to do that right there. And that's one of those things where ball pressure, got to be able to defend out on the perimeter there with Coach Ritchie's team.
Molnar's fouled. Crusaders don't like the call. That's going to be the 16th foul. Like I say, it was on the shot, so 2 shots. Foul going against, you see Purdue, I think, coming down, make it Seth Hewitt, the senior out of Boiling Springs, South Carolina. 2 coming up for Molnar, who leaves the first one short. Furman now 8 of 10 from the line. Crusaders yet to attempt a free throw. They have 5 team fouls up on the board. I believe North Greenville's been closer to 10, might be in the, that's Furman, I believe, in the double bonus.
Yeah, and you can see the ref at the scorer's table. I think he might be looking for a correction there too.
1 of 2 from the line, 4-point game, approaching the under 8 media timeout. Alex Williams will be back at the table. You see kind of the depth that Bob Ritchie's able to run with, and some of the challenge with depth is figuring out what is the rotation, what does it look like, what's the ability to do so as the Palin has forced another turnover. Witt on the run out, leaves it up, was trying to find Huey, who's able to lay it in, and it's a 6-point Furman lead.
Yeah, Cooper Bowser just showing his athleticism right there, being able to go up there and catch that ball and finish. And that's one of the things that you want to be able to see Furman getting out and be able, in transition, and be able to get some easy baskets.
GK might have gotten away with shuffling the feet. Quick trigger 3 on the way for Brown, off the mark, long rebound taken down by Smith. Furman wanting to run. Nice job by Crusaders. They've really slowed that Furman fast break down as Cooper Bowser going to work down low, a lot of contact. No call. Next whistle will take us to the media timeout. Brown baseline, out finds Purdue, thought about a 3. Skip pass far side, loose on the floor. Could have been a jump ball and potentially a foul from behind, but they are going to call a jump ball, and possession will be Furman on the alternating arrow. 7:13 to go. Furman up 6 as defense. Richmond leading to offense. Richmond Weaver with you on opening night of college basketball. Mike Bothwell, Jalen Slauson, a big part of this team a season ago, combining for nearly 32 points a game. It's a lot of offense to figure out.
A lot of offense to figure out, but also what about the defensive side? Jalen Slauson, one of the best defenders in the Southern Conference that this conference has seen in a long time, but also not just from a scoring perspective and also defensive perspective, but just the leadership aspect for Bob Ritchie's team with Jalen Slauson and Mike Bothwell. And so now, who's going to be those type of guys that step up in the leadership role this season?
Slauson drafted and on the roster with the Sacramento Kings. Mike Bothwell, summer league with the Cavs and signed a professional contract overseas, but he's actually back in the building tonight, back in the country due to everything that's happening in Israel where he signed a professional contract. He'll join us in the half, and we'll hear from Mike Bothwell and catch up with what he is up to back on States.
And obviously safety first for him, and I know he's excited just to see what the next step is going to be for him in his chapter, his career on the professional side. And no doubt he is a professional because he's one of the best that Furman has seen.
He joked coming back in the building, it was weird to be here tonight in street clothes for the first time in 5 years. Furman back with the basketball and the 6-point lead. Williams, open look on the way, off the mark. Alex Williams always quick to trigger it. He could knock it down, but Furman just 1 of 9 from long range here in the first half.
Yeah, uncharacteristically right now, we see Furman struggling from beyond the arc, but this is a team that they can get hot fast, and Alex Williams is definitely one of those guys also. As we can see, North Greenville doing a great job. That Princeton type of offense, just motion, spacing, making some cuts, getting some easy baskets, and right there just a little bit of miscommunication there with the Paladins and didn't catch up as North Greenville gets an easy 2.
Savion Brown now with 11 points. There's going to be a blocking foul down low. Hard fall taken by Williams, a little slow to get up, but he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
With Alex Williams, I don't know if he got hurt by the floor or the floor got hurt by him right there as he takes a hard fall to the floor, but with his size, he pops right back up.
And you see no question on the block. Williams to go to the line to shoot 2. We mentioned Furman as a team very good a season ago, above 74% from the line. Williams struggled a bit, just 64% as he knocks down the first of 2. Garrett Heen back in for the Paladins. 1 more upcoming for Williams. Williams now a perfect 4-4 from the line. 6 points. A big 5 minutes and change coming up really for the Crusaders, who played really good for about 14 minutes. They kept Furman now within a couple possessions. How do they close the half? Can they get to the locker room? And just like that, Williams all by himself. And the one-handed jam, the lead's at 8, now the largest of the first half.
And Furman's been able to do a great job getting their hands in the passing lanes. Alex Williams getting the steal there, and now it's at their 8th steal here in the first half. So Furman's doing a great job putting a lot of pressure on the ball.
If you're North Greenville, get to that under 4 timeout, get to the next segment. We talked about Furman getting hot quick. 8-point lead could turn to 20 in no time as that rims out, but a late whistle, and it'll be 2 shots coming up at the line for Topham. That's just the 4th Furman team foul. Should take another look. Alex Whistle getting called for the body.
And Alex Williams was not happy with that call. Did not think that that was a call, but they're going to say that he pushed him with the lower body there with the legs as Topham goes to the free throw line. And Max Topham is the guy that Coach Lister talked about, JUCO transfer from Utah, is that he's expecting a lot of big things and be an impact player for the Crusaders this season.
Paragon, a Utah native coming across the country to finish his collegiate career. This is both. That was a chance to maybe stop a little of this Furman momentum. Quickly the other way, Marcus Foster under the basket, out to Williams. Open 3 on the way, short. That's the kind of look, though, Coach Ritchie doesn't mind. Inside, outside basketball and a chance to knock it down. Quickly the other way, Topham in the corner. Coach Ritchie will take that shot each and every time. Purdue, quick trigger off the mark. Ball tipped around into the hands of Vanderwall, who clears. Rebounds 18-14 in favor of the Paladins. Foster, nice find to Williams down low, can't finish. And it's going to be a blocking foul inside that restricted arc going against the Crusaders. I believe that's Dre Singleton getting whistled. And Alex Williams' second time. He's just absolutely been punished by the hardwood.
Yes, he has, and he hit a big defender there with Dre Singleton there, and yes, obviously you can see that as a charge right there. And again, with the new rules, you have to be in position before the player takes off of that plant foot, rather than it used to be as long as you were there before they got in the air. This is a little bit different now.
I think they're going to get a little blood cleaned off the floor. Athletic trainer Justin Games jumping off the bench trying to get in. See his first action of the season.
Right, yeah.
Justin Games, such a big part of the program and the success of this Paladin team, keeping, obviously, folks healthy, getting them back. But dude, he's quick trigger.
Yes, he is.
You go down, he goes up.
He knows how important it is. It's his first game of the season also, so he wants to get into the action. Although I know Furman fans, it's one of those guys where you don't really want to see Justin too much, because that means there could be some injuries. But he'll have these guys healthy as quickly as possible.
Knocks them both down. Carter Witt is. You know, you talked about Justin Gaines, and kind of his partner in crime, Matt Aldred, who's the director of performance. He was promoted to assistant head coach. If that doesn't show you the kind of value and trust and belief that Bob Ritchie has in what Matt Aldred has done to get this team physically in a position to play, so that's going to be an offensive foul. You don't see a lot of Tyler director of performance get that associate head coach title.
No question about it, and Coach Ritchie has become a believer in the data analytics that go behind that, and recovery, as you see Dre Singleton there. Yes, moving on that screen. Marcus Foster taking the brunt of that hit right there. But yes, what Coach Matt Aldridge has been able to do is allow this team to be strong down the stretch when they had to be strong, and that's one of the things that Coach Ritchie firmly believes in.
Assistant head coach Matt Aldridge, associate head coach obviously Jeremy Groh, given that title a couple seasons ago. That was going to be a foul off the ball battling, and Furman being in the double bonus will have 2 more shots. Furman making hay for the charity stripe, 13 of 15 from the line. There you see Alex Williams getting looked at on that left hand. That's some of the Furman medical staff. You see Justin Games to the left. And that is Matt Aldridge, who we were just talking about. That's a team doctor looking at that. It's like, was the left ring finger getting looked at by Alex Williams. We'll try to get an update, get things back to you as Heen goes to the line, knocks the first free throw down.
Yeah, and it looked like Alex had hurt that finger earlier, and then I got it taped up, and then I think on that one fall, I think he might have re-injured it, and obviously getting it looked at right now.
1 of 2 from the free throw line, but an offensive rebound putback. Tyrese Huey able to put it in there. You saw Heen, we talked about those 2 free throws that were hit. That was Garrett Heen that was at the line in that game against Virginia that set up success. Much better here from the line. Furman in the midst of a 7-0 run, lead up at 13, making a 9-0 run. Long 2-point jumper off the mark. And again, this is where we talked about North Greenville. You play so good for 14 minutes. Now Furman pushing the lead out.
It's one of the things that North Greenville just doesn't have the size and athleticism to keep up with some of the guys here for Furman. And that's with this rotation, Bob Ritchie has so much depth. He can pull guys in and out and get these guys tired on the North Greenville side.
Ball out of bounds. I think they're going to say Furman basketball. North Greenville trying to say it was tipped. They might have a case nonetheless. It will be Paladin basketball when we come back. Furman with the largest lead, up 13, late stages, opening half. Outstanding player, better known probably for that big 3-pointer against UVA. Likely back for Friday's game against Belmont. Kind of got banged up in one of the preseason closed scrimmages. I'll tell you what, it was so interesting to hear his interview and how he handled all that publicity from Virginia. He said, hey, my teammates have confidence in me, shoot or shoot. And it's kind of, as much as he had struggled beyond the arc of the games leading up to it earlier, he had full belief to take the shot and make it.
No question about it. He was 0 for 15 coming into that shot right there and had full belief and knew that if his teammates were going to count on him, he was going to take that shot, and he did, and obviously delivered a one shining moment type of victory there for the Paladins.
There's that last play out of bounds. North Greenville's trying to say, hey, it was tipped. I think it was tipped by P.J. Smith. The question is, did North Greenville touch it quickly on the other, and it's going to be an offensive foul?
Hard to tell right there, but it did look like from that angle, it might have been North Greenville's ball.
Paladins in the midst of a 9-0 run. Still shooting north of 40% from the field, despite just 1 of 10 from long range. Furman making their hay. Down low, 15 points in the bench, coming off the bench, 16 points coming in the paint North Greenville now nearly 3 minutes without a point. Trying to battle down low, sends it far side. Perry thought about a three. Three on the shot clock, late whistle and a foul. And there'll be 2 shots coming at the line for the junior out of Powder Springs.
Yeah, cheap foul right there by Marcus Foster. Got caught going up there instead of just staying down and defending, as you can see right here. Nice fake by Justin Perry to draw the foul and get to the free throw line.
It's going to be the second foul on Marcus Foster. And Perry will go to the line, knocks it down, stops a 9-0 Furman run. Furman's going to trust Foster with those 2 personal fouls. Stay in the basketball game. That's when you know you've earned the trust of your coach, when they'll look out there and say, hey, 2:53 to go in the opening half, 2 fouls. Stay in, don't foul.
Yeah, and I think Marcus Foster has earned that opportunity as a redshirt senior and has a lot of experience in understanding how he has to play with those 2 fouls.
Garrett Heen drives and he'll be fouled. Will go to the line for 2. Furman now just 1 of 11 from long range, but the offensive rebounds starting to pile up. Furman now with 5 of them in this opening half.
And continuing just to attack the rim. Obviously right now they're understanding that the perimeter shot is not their best friend right now, but what can you do? Attack the rim, and Garrett Heen does that, getting to the free throw line. And Garrett Heen's one of those guys who can play multiple positions, but also we know this offseason he's been working a lot on his perimeter shot.
There leaves the free throw short. Almost a little line change now for the Paladins. Vanderwall, Bowser, Molnar come back in with a little bit of inspirational words. They're coming off the bench and trying a little stretch run with the final 2:38 with some fresh bodies.
And just as I said that Garrett Heen was working on his perimeter shot, he has a very short free throw right there.
He had a wry smile there. That's when you know, at least you redeemed the second one. When film session comes around, there might be a special clip that comes your way.
Yes, there will be some people talking about that one.
So you see that sub come in, now a little bit of defensive half-court pressure put on by P.J. Smith, and man-to-man pressure picked up a little bit. Bowser's link bothers, forces a turnover. Smith into the front court. Vanderwall, two-handed jam, Ben Vanderwall, give him 6, and the Paladins' largest lead now at 15.
The explosion from Ben Vanderwall, he is so quick down the court. Looks like he's even faster than last season, and great vision by P.J. Smith to be able to find him. And once again, Paladins get a turnover, but almost turn it over themselves.
Smith now down low. Nice find to Bowser, who wasn't quite ready for it. Furman playing a little fast. You can see the link, though, Cooper Bowser bothering the Crusaders there in the paint. Open Purdue shot. Doesn't miss many of those off the mark. Or Greenville, who had started, I think, 3 of 5 from long range, now just 4 of 9. The Paladins turn it over and lays it up and in. Is Rogers, and a quick timeout taken by Chad Lister.
It was an unfortunate situation right there by Ben Vanderwall. But that turnover, just the ball seemed to be coming out of his hands as he has the turnover there.
Nice coaching moment there. Coming off the court, Cooper Bowser, the freshman. Bob Ritchie stops him, talking about the play under the basket. Says, hey, you don't have to hurry. Catch the ball, recompose, and go back up. It's fun to see the relationships develop from the Furman coaching staff to players over their sophomore, junior, senior, and even freshman campaign. You used to see coming off the court a season ago where Jalen Schlosson would stop and really have a conversation with Bob Ritchie and the respect they have for the other, just like these Crusaders have their success and respect of Chad Lister, won the Conference Carolina tournament about 7 seasons ago. A Furman grad, son of Rhett we talked about now at Kent State, just a staple up in Tigerville.
No question about it. He was the guy that was beloved here at Furman with his son Rhett Lister, but Chad Lister's done a great job there at North Greenville, a guy who's been there for a long time and has seen a lot of basketball and knows that right now his team needs to be able to get through this last minute and a half, get to halftime and regroup a little bit.
Foster looking to go baseline. Guarded by Purdue, and that's Foster just imposing his will. Marcus Foster now with 8 points. No Paladin in double digits, but Alex Williams and Marcus Foster now with 8.
Marcus Foster just so hard to defend when he backs somebody down in the paint like that. And obviously we talk about his perimeter play. I think one of his underrated aspects of his play is being able to get to the rim.
Shot clock now at 10. Purdue trying to find a little bit of range. Out to Brown, that three-pointer off the mark. Davis Molnar, big first half, just a point. But an impact down low, bringing some energy as Foster goes coast to coast. He now has 10 and the lead's at 17.
As I was just talking about how Marcus Foster can attack the rim at any given moment. Just a couple of dribbles once he passes half court and he's there.
Furman made their last three from the field. Crusaders actually have 3 more field goal attempts, but Furman capitalizing, and now you get a foul going against the Paladins. I think they're going to get Vanderwall. It's going to be the 7th, so 1-1 coming up for North Greenville. Off the ball, the first gets called on the sophomore. Balanced scoring for the Paladins. 9 players have played, 9 players have scored. Front end of the 1-1 is true. One more upcoming for Justin Perry, the junior out of Powder Springs, Georgia. This is a North Greenville team looking to compete in the Conference Carolina. It was a tough season a season ago, but you said an injection of talent, some transfers in, and Coach Lister thinking this team really has a chance to compete this season. And just staying healthy. Injuries riddled the team last year for Coach Lister, and now he's hoping for a healthy season. About a 5-second differential, shot and game clock. Paladin's going to run the normal offensive set. Down low, Foster tries to bring the double team, loses it off his knee, and I think you're going to get Foster whistled. That must be his 3rd personal foul. So we'll walk to the other end and shoot free throws, and Foster, who he went about that last 2.5 minutes without picking it up, but in the final 22 seconds, whistled for his 3rd. And that seemed to almost be a frustration foul there, that maybe he thought he should have gotten the call as he's there trying to get to the rim and falls in just an unfortunate situation as he's called for the foul there. Carter Whitt back in the basketball game. Foster to take a seat. And he knew it coming off too. He just kind of looked and you saw it. My bad. So it's one of those, I know. I got it, Coach. Yeah. I got it, Coach. That's what he's saying as he's heading to the bench. And the redshirt senior gets the right probably to one of those again. I got it. Don't need to tell me. He has earned that right, what he's meant to this program and just the experience that he has. And he's a guy that is also hustling out there at all times in the effort. That's what you want to see each and every night. Furman takes the use it or lose it timeout. Nice response by North Greenville. The game had a chance to get maybe to 20 points here at the half. North Greenville cut it back to 13. Furman will have a chance for the last possession. There you see the Furman staff huddling up around head coach Bob Ritchie in the middle. 7th season led Furman to that NCAA tournament victory we talked about a season ago. Then ran into just a buzzsaw in the round of 32. San Diego State made it to the national championship game. Yes, and obviously San Diego State is a very talented team. You talk about a physical team. And there was also just the aspect of the emotions that was spent in that Virginia game, the comeback, to be able to wipe away that deficit, and then obviously JP being able to hit that game-winning three-point shot. Just a lot of emotion. So it was going to be a challenge for the Paladins to regroup and come back a couple of days later. But they did at least made it to the round of 32. Not too many teams can say that. 32 of them can. That's right. It's easy math. Shot clock turned off. Final 10 seconds here of the opening half. Ball sent to the corner. Ball blocked. P.J. Smith looked to get it. Now quickly the other way. Crusaders have a chance. Sends back. Good if it goes. 3-point away. Yes. Knocked down by Brown. And a 15-point lead cut to 10. Nice end by the Greenville Crusaders. Never give up on the play, and you can see right there a great defensive block there. Defense leading the offense, but the Paladins a double-digit lead at the half. Nice find, Perry to Brown, and it's a 10-point Furman lead after North Greenville cuts into the deficit. To start this second half, and again, just like that last, I don't want to harp on it too much, into the first half, started the second half big for the Crusaders. Can you take it from 10 to 6 or 5? Can you use that momentum hitting that big three-pointer there before halftime? Can you use that coming into this second half when we see another quick steal there by the Paladins? Smith, who forced the turnover, that three-pointer, knew he left it short, gets his own rebound. Second chance opportunity. Hing swings it to Whitt. Ball skipped far side under the basket, now out to Carter Witt. He'll launch a three-pointer. That one true. Fouled in second of the basketball game. Good ball movement, nice possession.
Very good ball movement there. Inside, outside, dribble penetration, kick it out, and finding Carter Witt. Great job by P.J. Smith with his vision, and then obviously Witt being able to knock down the shot.
Immediately pushes the lead back out to 13. All the way down off the glass and in. Nice finish by Zach Purdue. Furman's kept him a little quiet from beyond the arc. That's his third made field goal down low. Make it second field goal, 2 free throws to go with it. Foster looking for back-to-back threes off the front of the rim. Strong rebound by Huey. Now they're going to get a foul going against Tyrese Huey coming from behind. I'll tell you what is what's interesting. They didn't call it down low. He went over the top, and they really didn't call it till they went to the ground, which that's exactly what the Furman staff is saying. That wasn't on. Tyrese Huey, take another look.
We've got 2 North Greenville Crusaders down here as Huey goes up very high right there.
You take another look. They called a push. Huey went up. He was actually tripped coming down. That wasn't a push. That was just Huey getting unlucky on the break, and I think Coach Ritchie has a case.
And it looked like the refs down there on the baseline had a better angle there, but they do get Huey with the over-the-back call there.
First team foul on the Paladins in the second half. It's the second on Tyrese Huey. Back on the other end, physical finish. Nice tap out by Brown. Second chance opportunity for North Greenville. And now a late whistle on the drive, and it'll be 2 shots coming up for Purdue. So a couple whistles going against the Paladins here early second half. Christopher Balanek, Derek Henry, Jake Coleman, your officiating crew.
You see Carter Witt right there with the hand check and the body. And a lot of times in these type of situations too, you're almost giving these refs an opportunity to call a foul on you when they see you continuing to hand check and then body up there, even though a lot of times, especially in college basketball today, it'd be nice to have less whistles and allow the flow of the game to get going there rather than some of these calls. But it is all about moving your feet. And I know Coach Ritchie is asking Carter Witt, get in front of the defender. Get in front of the offensive player there and be that defender to cut him off trying to get to the basket.
Back to a 10-point differential. That was the separation at the half. And guarded by Brown. Now Witt. 10 on the shot clock. Witt picks up his dribble to the corner. Now 5 to shoot. Witt into the lane, loses the basketball. Paladins turn it over. It's a 13th turnover of the basketball game for Furman, and I'll get Vanderwall off the bench. Nice finish down low. Pazuko now with 4. Quickly the other way. Foster has it blocked and a foul. Caleb Williams doesn't like it. It'll be 2 coming up the line for the Paladins, as that's going to be the first personal. Make it second personal on Caleb Williams. Take another look down low. Richmond, what do you think?
And this is all Marcus Foster, just his size. He's going to be able to get that call so many different times because of his athleticism, but then just look at his wide shoulders there. He can box people out. Even when he has the ball, as he's pushing down into the paint there and getting his back to the basket, and then obviously the agility he has for a nice spin move there and draws the foul, getting to the free throw line.
Furman now 17 of 21 from the charity stripe. 10-point game, Crusaders with the basketball. Furman briefly showed a little bit of a trapping zone, been man-to-man most of the evening as that ball's thrown away into the corner. It'll be Paladin basketball. Cooper Bowser back in. Big minutes for the freshman. 9 minutes in the first half, just 2 points, pulled down a rebound, but felt like a bigger impact to the game. Just we talked about his size and what he could do.
Yeah, and I think Coach Ritchie right now is also just trying to understand what that rotation is looking like and not really setting particular minutes for any of these guys and just letting the flow of how he's seeing the game and coaching opportunities to get these guys to finding the chemistry that he's going to be looking for as you get later into the season.
Here's Foster. Trying to back down Williams. Good defense there by the senior. Blocked, but then gives it right back. Foster spin down low. Nice finish off the glass. Marcus Foster. Give him 14. You want to say where you're going to find some points? Marcus Foster has something to say here in the opener.
And it doesn't have to be from the perimeter, as we talked about. Having a cold shooting night for the entire Paladin team from beyond the arc. But how do you get back into the flow of your offense and shooting? Get to the rim, get to the basket.
Nice response.
Ajike, he is a guy from Nigeria, and of all things, he's actually of royalty in Nigeria as a prince. But you can see right now, he's a guy who's coming to play here for the Crusaders.
Nice pass down low to Vanderwall. Can't get it to go, but he'll go to the line to shoot two. How's you doing your homework, bringing up the Prince background? I mean, man, you're going deep there.
Well, one of the things that you want to find are these storylines, and Coach Lister was able to share some of those storylines with me there.
There you take a look at the replay. Vanderwall going to the line. You talked about Furman and the advantage for the charity stripe. Been aggressive, though. Getting to the rim, forcing the contact, and you may argue, well, look at the differential and free throw attempts now being 11. Well, Furman going downhill most possessions.
Well, they're obviously one of the things that Coach Ritchie's wanting to be able to do is that pace, and you've got to get into the pace, and obviously some of that is led by your defense getting out in transition, because we know how much easier it is to score in transition than in the half-court offense. Now, obviously some teams are much better than that, but Bob Ritchie does a great job making sure his guys get out and create that space and that pace and get to the free throw line, and we're able to see that. And as we see some half-court pressing right now from the Paladins.
Stay with the Crusaders. 19 on the shot clock. Take another look. Furman putting a little bit of pressure on as North Greenville still shooting under 40% at 39%. Paladins up near the mid-40s, but just 2 of 15 from long range, and there's going to be a whistle top of the key. Cooper Bowser picking up his first personal foul.
We're starting to see more calls right now on both sides of the court. And this is where players will also have to adjust to how the officiating starts going within these games.
Three-pointer on the way, knocked down. Caleb Williams comes up and makes it a 7-point game.
As we've talked about, the three-point shot can be the ultimate equalizer in basketball, and the Crusaders are doing a really good job taking advantage of that.
DJ Smith, nice finish through traffic. He now has 7. Pushes the lead back to 9. This lead got as high as 17. That was late stages of the first half at 42-25. And the 7-0 run we mentioned to close the half, and a strong start to the second. Next whistle will lead us to immediate timeout.
And you could just see the strength of PJ Smith being able to drive to the basket and finish strong.
Got all the way down, couldn't finish. Some momentum you're starting to see from the senior. Smith, nice find to Heen. There, a late whistle and shuffles his feet as Heen gets called for the walk. Will take us to immediate timeout. North Greenville trying to hang around here. Early stages, second half. Paladins up 9. We talked about that top tier, really Furman down through Sanford, even Chattanooga. So much talent. It was Furman and Sanford at 15-3 a season ago. Greensboro right behind at 14-4. Just so much talent in the league this year.
It really is, and one of these conferences that I know it might have overall dropped off a couple of years, but now you're starting to see again just how this league can be one of those mid-major conferences that can give some people problems.
Furman in that little 1-3-1 type matchup pressing zone. As that knocked out of bounds, will stay with the Crusaders. 15 on the shot clock. So second time we've seen that here tonight. Really, that was the defense that now they'll switch back to a man-to-man that got Furman back in that Virginia game in the NCAA tournament. Coach Ritchie switched to that.
Yeah, and even in the quarterfinal game there in the Southern Conference tournament against Mercer, they're a little sluggish start that first game against Mercer and come out at halftime and really able to utilize that pressing trap defense there to create some turnovers and easy baskets. And we're talking about getting out in space and allowing your defense to turn into your offense.
2 shots at the line for Perry, knocks down the first. Perry now with 4 points, 1 more upcoming. Talked about the first 4 or 5 minutes being important for North Greenville and said, hey, can you take a 10-point deficit, cut it to 7-6? Right there at it, chipping away.
They've been able to do that, and they've been able to do it getting to the free throw line and being able to make some perimeter shots. And Furman still hasn't been able to find their rhythm on the offensive side, at least from beyond the arc right now.
Furman now 2 of 15 still from long range. Here's Whit, free throw line contested. That one's off the mark. Molnar with the offensive rebound. Vanderwall down low, spins off the glass, can't finish. North Greenville a chance to cut it to 5, maybe 4 with a 3. Whistle going against Bowser will be a second personal foul and the 15th foul here in the first 5.5 minutes for the Paladins.
Yeah, that's a tough position right there. Bowser trying to come around rather than getting in front. And once you get trapped behind on somebody's hip right there, it's going to be very difficult for it to get around, and refs are going to call that each and every time.
Purdue down low, sends it back up, 3-pointer on the way. Rogers off the mark, tipped into the hands of Huey. Felt the North Greenville bench kind of stand up. Could have cut it to 4. Huey from the corner, 3 in the way. Yes, mark that down, big change, 6-point exchange there. And the Paladins push him out into double digits.
Great job right there by Davis Molnar to be able to recognize that he's got one of the best 3-point shooters on the team, Tyrese Huey, right there in the corner, and he knocks it down.
Lead back to 10. That was the differential at halftime. Rogers into the lane, cut off, nowhere to go. Turns on Molnar. Nice finish. Sam playing with a heavy heart. Mother dying a year ago today, and looking down proud. Rogers playing strong. There, Molnar down low, tries to kick it to the corner. Huey. Skip past a Whip, ball tipped away. Careless pass, here's Purdue behind the back. Nice find, laid over the front of the rim by Perry. And it's down to a 6-point game.
And this is the type of thing that just gives your team confidence if you're North Greenville, just being able to make some steals, make some plays, get out in transition and get some easy baskets, and building that confidence at each and every possession.
Whip down low, wave off the shot on the floor, just the 3rd team foul. They'll stay with the Paladins. Purdue, nice nifty play on the other end behind the back pass.
And that's Zach Purdue, a leader on this team, an experienced type of guy. Again, started every game last season for Coach Lister. And one of those guys that Coach Lister is going to lean on quite a bit right there at that point guard position.
Foster battling down low, contact, no call, can't get the roll, rebound taken down, can make it a 1-possession game. Purdue guarded by Whit all the way down the right side, looks to lay it off and can't finish right there, point blank range with Singleton. Whit quickly the other way, leaves it off for Foster underneath. Contact, can't make the left-handed layup. Furman now cold and back the other way with the Crusaders, another opportunity.
It is a little physical, but Furman's typically been able to finish these baskets. Right now, not able to finish.
3 from the corner, well off the mark. Offensive rebound just taken away by Huey. Singleton went back up with it. Huey struck it away. Whit, quick trigger 3 on the other end. Short rim, battling for the rebounds. Vanderwall into the hands. Vanderwall into the hands of Huey. Count it. And a foul, a chance for the 3-point play, but tell you what, credit Vanderwall, kept it alive.
Kept it alive and being able to get to the rim right there, finding Tyrese Huey as they finish with a big 2-pointer there. Now has a chance for the 3-point play.
On the other end, though, it's Purdue. Behind the back, over the rim, and North Greenville hanging tough here in Timmons.
In this game, you're going to have to be able to make some plays, get some breaks, And the big part of it is, obviously, can you continue the defensive effort that the Crusaders have been able to provide right now?
That's your upstate spine and sports adjustment of the game. Huey at the line trying to complete the three-point play. Can't. Ball tapped back out, but right into the hands of the Crusaders. Interesting to note, coming out of that timeout, Tyree Huey went around to each of his teammates on the court with a little bit of a, all right, let's go. Let's get it on. Interesting to see what kind of energy there the juniors bringing. Furman trying to get some stops.
That's right. Yes, you're going to need some of that. You're going to need some of that leadership from other players this year.
Pump fake. There's Purdue able to step in and knock it down. Nice job of the pump fake. Back to a 6-point game.
And you got to be able to stay down as you're closing out right there rather than falling for the pump fake. You got to extend out and then close out and stay down.
Nice lead to Heen down low. Can't finish. And a foul coming for the side. And it'll be Heen going to the line for 2. And North Greenville not happy with the late whistle.
No, and I think right there, John Haddock-Rogers is questioning that call. Was there just a little bit of body? Yeah, maybe right there at the top as Heen goes to the line here.
Heen, just 1 point tonight in 16 minutes of action as that one goes off the side. One more upcoming from the senior out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Note, hadn't seen Alex Williams since he went out in that first half. They were looking at that left ring finger, and we'll try to get an update on Alex Williams, but looks like he is finished for the evening. Second free throw good. Coming back in is Mac Topham for the Crusaders. Taking a seat is Rogers. Both teams 5 personal fouls here in this second half as we approach the 11-minute mark in the season. Partner, good to be back. Fun to see basketball live in action and fun handful of months ahead.
We've got the 4-month sprint, the NCAA on the way to March Madness. This is one of the best times of the year as college basketball is on full display right here tonight.
Nice backdoor cut. Smith sends it out Vanderwall. Tell you what, North Greenville doing a really nice job rotating defensively and not giving up the easy looks.
It's one of the big things. They're communicating quite effectively, but we can see just when you're patient offensively, you have the opportunity to get some of these back cuts, get some of these spacing opportunities, and get some easy baskets, just as Furman was able to do right there.
Pass off the back of the rim, back-to-back stops. 9-point lead with the basketball. Foster really been the difference maker for the Paladins so far this evening. North Greenville no answer so far with 16 points for Foster.
There's a reason why Marcus Foster is first team preseason all-conference, and he is a legitimate player of the year candidate here in the Southern Conference.
Huey called for the foul, trying to rebound. 6 personal or 16 foul, no shots. Furman looking for, last year they started what was called kill time. It was Tyler Eckstein. He's now on the development side of Furman, had the headband and the towel. Kill 3 straight defensive stops. They consider a kill, and it looks like the tradition is going to stay alive this season as Purdue looks to knock it down. He can't. Furman basketball, and there is the kill.
And it's one of those effort type of plays that with this kill time, how can you have the opportunity of playing solid defense, 3 consecutive trips down the floor, and Furman's able to do that.
Under 10 to go, 9-point game. Crusaders trying to hang tough here in the season opener, and so far, maybe a little closer than the crowd that walked in tonight thought. And you're going to have an offensive foul. Tyree Huey trying to set a screen, and all of a sudden, Huey has 4 personal fouls.
And a little bit of sense of frustration right there with Huey. Even the play before, I think when you saw a turnover there, and you can see right there, Huey not happy with that. It looked like he was moving just ever so slightly right there on that screen.
Huey's out. Cooper Bowser back in. Furman half court man-to-man. Tell you what, you've seen a little bit more of a downhill action, some confidence. That's a tough step back jumper, but Bowser is going to get called for the personal foul. Furman doesn't like the call. They're going to say Bowser, landed kind of in his shooting landing zone as you take another look. Richmond, see what you think.
Yeah, it's one of those things there. this is being highly emphasized in college basketball. You got to allow the player to come down, and it did look like right there that Bowser might have was in that landing area for GK there.
GK to go to the line, 2 shots. 9:25 to go. Well, Greenville playing a little more confidence, playing a little downhill, and you think every minute that goes off, more and more belief getting into that North Greenville team.
And it was one of the things that we actually saw with Furman in that NCAA game against Virginia as the game progressed. Furman making that comeback, led by Jalen Slauson, and started to believe and continued to believe. And we can see some of that with North Greenville right now, that this is a gritty type of team, and Coach Lister talked about it. Their players, they have to grind to these victories. They have to continue to give effort each and every moment of the game, because that's just how they're built. That's how this team is constructed, and we're seeing some of that tonight.
Bean down the left side, right there at the rim, couldn't finish. Bean now 0 of 3 from the field. North Greenville a chance to creep a little bit closer here as we go under 9. Perry into the lane, left-handed layup up and in, and it's a 6-point game. Timeout taken by Chad Lister. Trying to give his team a blow. Will take us to a media timeout. Don't go anywhere. North Greenville making things interesting here in Timmons Arena. 6-point game, 8:56 to go. Chad Lister calling that timeout after his team cut it to 6. Richmond, you like that timeout, thinking, hey, give the team's winded, they're battling, they're grinding. Give them a chance, just regain their breath a little bit and go back out there.
We know the depth for Furman can wear this Crusader team down, so it was a really timely opportunity for Coach Lister to take that timeout, regroup his team, and also just continue to talk through the confidence that they're feeling right now, being able to stay within 6 points of the Furman Paladins here in the second half.
Foster been a bright spot for Furman with 16 points. He has the basketball guarded by Perry. Shot clock down to 10. Foster down the left side now with 18, and Marcus Foster putting this Furman Paladin team on his back.
And another opportunity there for Furman to be able to get to the rim, attack the rim, and be able to finish, because we haven't seen Furman be able to finish on some of those plays over the past several minutes, but Marcus Foster able to do just that right there.
Now whistle away from the ball. Foster getting whistled for a personal, and that's going to be 1-1 for North Greenville. And the crowd's starting to get a little restless, doesn't like the call. It's going to be the 4th on Marcus Foster.
And I imagine Marcus will have to sit here and see Marcus coming through. And yeah, that was going to be a questionable call right there. I can understand why Marcus Foster would be frustrated, and the rest of
the screen was set, a little bit of contact, but what's the call nonetheless? It'll be a 1-1. Big free throws now for North Greenville, and can't get the front end.
There's an opportunity. You have to allow the players to absorb each other on a screen like that, as you see P.J. Smith being able to get to the rim there and finish strong.
9 points now for Smith. Furman pushes the lead back to double digits at 10. A quick 4-0 spurt out of the timeout. And we have another media timeout pending the next whistle. Crowd trying to put some space here. Brown down low. His floater's woefully short. Bowser with the rebound. Smith slows things down without numbers. Stops, pops, can't get the roll. Rebound taken down by North Greenville. Furman stays cold now, just 3 of 19 from long range. Purdue over to Perry, thought about it. Sends it to the corner, open 3 on the way, off the mark, rebound Molnar. There you see Coach Ritchie slowing things down. He'll set up the offensive set with his team holding a 10-point lead. Molnar, nice spin move, yes. Molnar with his first field goal, and now the size for Furman making an impact, 12-point game.
And Davis Molnar has been one of those guys, been an energy type of guy this evening, not only on the defensive side, but as you can see right there on the offensive side with a nice move.
Purdue with the miss. Witt into the front court, hesitates, over to the corner, Vanderwall 3, too strong. Read down Molnar, whistle, wave it off. It's going to be an offensive foul on Molnar. But the Paladins, a quick 6-0 spurt, timeout on the court, 6:38 to go. Furman starting to get some more separation, up 12. See that left ring finger.
Yeah, with the
and that
splint
temporary
on.
splint on is Pepsi play of the game. It should be like, nice finish there by Purdue. The Pepsi play of the game where like Thanksgiving you get a turkey leg, you give them a Pepsi after the game.
That's right, yes. A six-pack of Pepsi.
There you go.
Yes.
There you go.
And
nice finish there by Purdue.
Yes, I jumped in on you there, Brian, but that was a nice finish by Purdue there. Very strong to the basket there. And I know Coach Richards probably disappointed there wasn't some more help defense sliding over there to stop that penetration.
How about the other way? Can't finish after the Furman miss. Still a 10-point game. Paladins into the front court. Purdue in double digits for the Crusaders now with 11. And there's Vanderwall. Will go to the line to shoot two. Furman with some success, kind of just putting their head down, going downhill. And you know, somebody say, hey, it's a little bit out of control. But as long as you're in control, draw the foul and earn some hay at the free throw line where Furman shot 26 attempts tonight.
Ben Vanderwall has a quick burst, and he always seems to be in control. Maybe a little bit out of there as the ball's coming out of his hands, but he attacks the rim with a vengeance each and every time he has the ball.
First free throw in. Second free throw for Vanderwall is good. Vanderwall now with 8 points. Furman lead back at 12 and bring a little pressure up at midcourt as Whip picks up Purdue. Hard screen set by Jacob Brown, the freshman out of Travelers Rest. Savion Brown, nice floater. He now has 15.
Nice finish by Brown, and it's again another guy that Coach Lister is expecting big things, again being healthy this season.
Nice pass to Bowser, two-handed slam. Molnar with the assist. You go back to the first half, Bowser wasn't ready for the pass, kind of fumbled it down low. That time, received it and dunked.
He was ready. I think Coach Rich has been able to talk to him and just getting your feet wet out there for Bowser. This is his first Division I experience here, so there are some opportunities where he's got to evaluate and find out what it's like here out on the court, and obviously feeling a little bit more comfortable here in the second half.
Brown step back, tough three, yes, with a hand in his face. 18 now for the junior out of making the sophomore to Greenville. Then Furman responds quickly the other one. Back and forth we go, and it's an 11-point game.
Crusaders there, just no communication. We talked about how important it was going to be for them. You can't give up easy baskets like that, and great job by Carter Witt of just advancing the ball down the court and finding Bowser for the easy two.
That shot off the mark. I tell you what, if I'm North Greenville there, you gotta give the ball Savion Brown and try to give him a chance.
Yes, he seems to have the hot hand right now.
Molnar has it stripped away. A whistle on the far side will be shots, but you know, when you make a tough layup, you hit a back three, and that's exactly what Chad Lister's saying. Hey, just find the hot hand.
Find the hot hand and calm down. Don't get caught up with the emotions now, as there are some questionable calls, at least from the North Greenville side, as we have Davis Molnar going to the free throw line.
Take another look down low,
and I know Ajike doesn't like the call, but 9 times out of 10, when you slap down, they're going to call that foul.
One more coming up at the line. Furman, a tough schedule this year. They'll be on the road at Princeton, at Arkansas, and then kind of over the holiday break, they'll host Anderson back inside Timmons Arena. Of course, Anderson led second-year head coach Jimmy Williams, used to be on the Paladin staff. They got big aspirations. Got a transfer that came over from Furman over to Anderson to try to add some size to the Trojan front court. So when you look at kind of the mix of the Furman schedule they had to put together, as there's this brief stoppage of play to get some blood off, is you got your high major games, and frankly, nobody wants to really try to play Furman in a high major game, and Furman's mixed it in nicely with some upstate schools, but then you'll play an ESPN tournament down at the beach, and a nice job of fitting in a full rotation schedule.
Yeah, and it's very difficult for a caliber of a team like Furman to find some of these games, because to your point, Nobody wants to play Furman because they know it's going to be a tough out. Obviously, we've seen Furman be able to have big victories against some of the Power 5 schools. Yes, we can talk about the NCAA tournament this past season against Virginia, but also Louisville 2 years ago, Villanova. So there's opportunities where Furman continues to be successful.
Timeout, we'll take it with them. 4:14 to go. Paladins up 12 here in Timmins. They'll continue this opening season road swing at North Georgia before finally opening up the home slate on Sunday against Georgia College, Limestone Marshall. I'll tell you what, with what Chad Lister's seen today, Richmond, a lot of potential for his squad.
No question about it. Gives his team a lot of confidence heading into their schedule, as we see also Furman's upcoming schedule.
Big one Friday, Belmont, then they'll be in the Myrtle Beach Invitational opening up with Liberty, and then playing through that before at UAB, and then a fun swing at Princeton, at Arkansas, December 2nd, December 4th, before some holiday home games. So again, a nice balanced schedule that the Paladins have put together.
And that Myrtle Beach Invitational, I know I'm excited about that. My old coach, Cliff Ellis, down there at Coastal Carolina.
13-point game. Largest lead Furman's had has been 17. That was late stages in that first half. And there, a whistle. And Carter Witt's going to get called for the personal foul. And that'll be 2 shots coming up for North Greenville.
Just a little too aggressive right there for Carter Witt. Trying to get in that passing lane there.
Purdue go back to the line where he's 5 of 6 from the charity stripe, and that one rolls off the front. North Greenville now 9 of 16 from the line. Furman 22 of 30. But tell you what, I thought in the second half, North Greenville, Richmond did a much better job being aggressive, especially down low and getting to the free throw line.
No question about it. Attacking the rim as best as they could, and Zach Purdue's an 80% free throw shooter, so the rare miss there on that first one there. But this is what's been able to keep North Greenville in this game, being able to get some of these easy baskets.
Witt battling with Purdue. Vanderwall now. Smith. Furman, of course, tonight without J.P. Pegues. Hopes to be back on Friday as Molnar down low. Tell you what, you see his confidence growing minute by minute.
And I know Coach Ritchie's got to be excited getting Davis out there on the court and seeing some of this action and getting some true playing experience after his redshirt year.
Long three-pointer on the way by Perry, off the mark. Strong rebound by Witt. Rebounds in favor of the Paladins, 43-30. Oh, and Bowser can't quite finish, but nice job by the big fella running the floor. Now Vanderwall low, and thinking what to get a timeout. There's some emotion by the sophomore. Get on the hardwood, young fella.
If you need energy, if you need energy, you get Ben Vanderwall involved in just the hustle right there, diving to the floor and making sure that he had the opportunity to keep the ball with the Paladins as Jacob Brown is called for the foul and sending Vanderwall to the line.
9th team foul, 1-1 for Vanderwall, 2 of 4 from the line, 8 points for the sophomore. Everybody that's played tonight for the Paladins has scored, including Garrett Heen. Alex Williams had 8 points in 6 minutes, but of course he out with that finger injury. We'll get a full status on him. Little backdoor pass too strong, and it's out of bounds. Turnover for the 18th time for the Crusaders.
Now it seems like we're starting to see a little bit of this depth playing into the factor here for the Crusaders, not having the same type of energy that we saw earlier. They just don't have the same type of depth that Furman has, and Furman can come at you in waves here, especially as grinding things down here in the second half.
That floater short, ball tipped around into the hands of Witt. Out to Vanderwall, open 3 on the way, almost banked it in. Now tipped around and finally grabbed by the Crusaders. Furman, comfortable lead despite just 3 of 21 from long range, uncharacteristic, and now Vanderwall's gonna get called for the push, and nice show of sportsmanship to go help out Purdue. A little banged up. Tell you what, tip of the cap. Chad Lister's squad came in, and there's a couple times we mentioned late first half, down 17, had every opportunity to just say, hey, let's take it and throw up some shots. Really huge last 45 seconds of the first half, and then really Richmond, that exchange at the end of the half, block 3, transition to 3, just seemed to energize North Greenville and make this a highly competitive second half game.
And this is a team, we talked about it, they're just a grinding type of team, blue collar type of team, and they're going to hustle each and every possession. And you can see that here tonight. And when you are able to do that and then combine that, if you can get a little bit hot from beyond the arc, you can stay in some of these games. And North Greenville's been able to do just that. It's just the turnovers have hurt them here in the second half.
Nice find by Witt. It'll be Bowser going to the line to shoot two. And you can kind of see Bowser getting more and more comfortable out there, receiving passes, kind of having his hands out there in the pick and roll.
And great vision in Carter Witt. Carter Witt also seems to be playing with a lot more confidence. I know it's early on, but here in this first game, he just seems to have a little bit more command of things right now and just feeling more comfortable here with the Furman Paladins.
That's the 10th free throw miss for Furman. Now 22 of 32 for the line. One more coming up for Bowser. Furman coming off a school record 28 wins a season ago. Just one of 16 D1 programs to win 25 or more games. 3 of the last 5 seasons. Look poised to go 1-0. Competition will grow a little bit on Friday against Belmont, but some takeaways here for the Paladins. You got 3 for 21. You're still up 13 and rolling. And, you know, if you're Furman between now and Friday, what do you want to see different?
Well, I just think from the perspective of can you find some offensive rhythm, but you're seeing some defensive effort right there. And obviously Ben Vanderwall, great body position right there and going up with his left hand rather than trying with the block with his right hand, which probably would have drawn a foul. A great job by Ben Vanderwall. And I think if you're Coach Ritchie, again, you just want to continue to see the effort. This is all about right now finding early on how your team's going to respond when you have some of this adversity, because you know adversity is going to find you throughout the season.
Switt with the basketball all the way, has it blocked, but a foul, and it'll be Purdue getting whistled. He wanted a push-off going against Carter Witt. It's going to be the 3rd personal on Purdue and send Witt to the line to shoot 2. Take another look. Witt going downhill, and let's see too much arm extended.
Nothing too out of the ordinary there. We do see a lot of guys that trying to create some space there using that off arm. Maybe Carter Witt just ever so slightly, but I know Zach Purdue, he was thinking that it was a big time extension of the arm there. He was not happy with that foul.
1 of 2 from the line, 14-point lead. That puts Carter Witt in double digits. He's now 10, just 1 of 2 Furman players in double digits tonight. It's been balanced all around. Smith with 9, Vanderwall with 8, Witt now 10, Mollard and Bowser both with 7. Marcus Foster on the bench, he's leading the way with those 18. And nice job by Molnar to come from behind and block it away, atoning for the turnover.
Yes, and a great job not giving up on the play, getting back on defense there, and being able to have the opportunity for the big block from behind. A la what we've seen from Jalen Slauson last year, being able to track down the offensive player from behind.
Final 90 seconds in this 14-point game. Purdue again now blocked from Vanderwall. Furman now starting to rack up the blocks. They now have 6.
Great body position by Ben Vanderwall right there. Again, being able to understand, use that left hand, because if you try to use your dominant hand right there with your right, you're probably going to come across the player there and draw a foul.
Air ball, Furman quickly the other way up to Bowser, who's fouled going up by Rogers, and it'll be 2 at the line for Bowser. Starting to maybe see a little bit of pressing here by North Greenville, but it's really the first time he played out of rhythm. It's a nice job by Bowser running the floor.
And part of that has to do with Furman, their defense. They've been able to push a little bit harder here, and just great vision by Carter Witt. Seeing the length of the floor there and being able to find Bowser there on the long pass.
The 5th foul on Rogers. He'll foul out with 6 points in 14 minutes of action as Bowser knocks down the first. Furman defense buckling down here, holding North Greenville without a field goal for the last 3.5 minutes. Crusaders now over of their last 7 from the field. As the lead sits at 16, 79, 63.
Nice stroke there by Cooper Bowser at the free throw line, and that's one of the things that I think you're looking at, a guy with a high ceiling, obviously with his size from a rim protective position, but also just the offensive aspect. The ceiling could be very high for Cooper Bowser here at Furman.
Nice finish down low, Ajike. Ajike now with 9 as Vanderwall down low. Contact, can't get it to go, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2. Under a minute to go, 14-point game. Other scores around the Southern Conference tonight. How about this down in Macon, Georgia? Clark Atlanta knocking off Mercer 71-64. The Citadel falling to NC State on the road 72-59. Chattanooga taking care of Covenant. Richmond knocking off VMI, and it was Purdue all over Samford. Up in Big Ten country. First free throws up and in. Checking in for the first time now is a Paladin. Kason Collins, the freshman out of Morehead City, North Carolina. Gonna see some action. Second free throw rattles off. Furman struggling a bit for the line here in the second half. Still leads by 15. Furman get to the line. Now 39 times tonight. Three-pointer from the corner on the way. Knocked down by Dre Singleton. 8th three-pointer of the night for North Greenville. Back to a 12-point game. 10-second differential shot and game clock.
And Dre Singleton said, let me get in some of this three-point action here. And was able to knock that down. And great pass.
Man, Cooper
right
Bowser.
there.
He's kind of like the long giraffe over kind of like the elephant, the Singleton battling down low and puts it in.
I love that analogy, and I just love the opportunity there. It's almost in slow motion as Carter Witt sees the opening there and just lobs it for Bowser.
Loose ball underneath, knocked out of bounds, shot clock turned off. .14-point game, shot clock turned off, 12.2 to go. 5 seconds. Stolen away. Collins up to Bowser. Slims it home. As the clock goes to 0, Furman wins it 84-68. I'll tell you what, I think they're going to have to add some time back on the clock, because when it went through, the clock didn't quite stop, and there'll be some formalities. Tell you what, Bowser ends the game with a bang.
Hey, and that was one of those plays where you wanted the game to end just like that if you're Bowser.